Miss Webb and Miss Greathouse, they are both Little Run employees, obviously, and they are mentors as well. And having the site in Little Run is a bonus for us because Miss Webb has interest in students that where they are as far as how many proficiencies they have and what is their what track are they on to graduate. So as well as this morning, so it's we're very, very pleased that we're able to have a site in our district as well.
I don't have a question, but I'm going to say something to that young lady right there. At Deshaun, I had him when he first came here as a freshman, and a lot of people don't know that we got a lot of challenges, we got a lot of obstacles to overcome. And I'm so glad personally to see you continue to go through it. I mean, me and him have had numerous conversations, and I'm glad to see you stuff. I appreciate what happened for you. Thank you. Now we'll have the Title I grant presentation.
To listen to me again. Along with Ms. Greathouse, I work on the grants in the Title I, so we wanted to give you a presentation regarding all the grants and all the information that we have about what goes on in Little Run. Typically over the past few years, or ever since I've been here, about 10 years, Little Run has always been very heavy with grants. They've always had ample supply of grants, well maybe not ample, but they've always had a large amount of grant dollars that we could access to provide services to our students. Those sources have always come from local in the past with the University of Michigan, Eastern, other places. Currently our local funds are very small at approximately about $25,000 of our overall total $3.5 million grant budget. Some of the local grants that come from the ISD are Leadership Design and First Steps Washington. Again, like I said, those two grants are approximately $25,000 between the two of them. Additionally, we get from the state as categoricals our Great Start Readiness Program, which we house at Kaiser, and our at-risk funds, which currently supplement several of our programs throughout the district. Each year, those funds are allocated based on student count, as well as at-risk needs. They look at the free and reduced count and things of that sort. And also, those dollars are very fluctuated by the state level. Our federal grants include Head Start, which we house at Cheney, our Service Learning Grant, which this past year funded the community gardens and the projects of that. I know last year you had a presentation from several of the groups in the community gardens and the different things that they've done. This year, part of the funds is going to be focusing the community's efforts on making people aware of hunger. The Education Job Funds, which we received to help offset some of our state aid cuts. Our Title IIA funds, which are a large amount of money compared to some districts, approximately $300,000, that we use on teacher professional development. In the past, we've also used it in class size reduction. That aspect of it is actually going to be going away, and we have to be focusing more on professional development. This funds most of our, if not all of our professional development activities throughout the district. Additionally, we earned with Washtenaw Community College the No Worker Left Behind grant, which focused on adult learning. We also receive IDEA money from special education from the federal government, which flows through Washtenaw County. These funds are typically pretty steady. They are based on our special ed counts and FTEs. We also this year, one time only, received a large amount of money for the special education ARA funds, which is going to help provide the ICT training that we are implementing back in the district, additional professional development for special education staff, and different technology equipment that will allow the students to have access to things that they wouldn't necessarily have access for the special needs. Additionally, we received our stabilization funds. The federal government felt that this was a way to help offset some of the cuts that we received from our state aid. That money will be going away this year, so we won't get that again next year. Safe and drug-free schools, which provides we utilize it to provide the anti-bullying systems, such as the second steps in the remediation throughout the elementary schools. Unfortunately, with the way the federal government has realigned this, these are going to become even more competitive dollars and smaller amounts. Due to the high school's high priority status, they receive the MAISA grant, which this year will help us to implement the redesign plan at the high school so that we can complete our turnarounds and work out the programs there. We also received Title III additional dollars to help support our English language learners. Our Title I funds could possibly be one of the largest grants that we have. Right this year, it's approximately $1.4 million with carryover in ARA. We are able to fund the Title I teacher, the Title I para through those things. With these come very stringent rules because the federal government passes down the regulations, and so a lot of the Title I monies and the things are very restricted on what we can spend them on. We also receive an adult education grant. Fresh fruits and vegetables. I don't know how many of you noticed that each time in the elementary schools they get snacks once a day. I know our food service department tries to get snacks in there that are healthy and different, that food that our staff hasn't gotten or our students haven't received. I know last year she tried to get in some kiwi, some different avocados and things like that for students to try. Grants that we're waiting to get approval on and that we are submitting, in the process of submitting, is the Michigan School Improvement Grant, which would provide future funding for the redesign plan at the high school. Now, with all of our grants and our federal regulations, we must make sure that we supplement the programs and not supplant. Now, you ask, how do we do that? First of all, we have to follow the federal guidelines. If we don't do that, the state can come in, audit us, and take our funds away, or make us pay back anything that we misappropriated. One of the questions that we ask ourselves, is the proposed cost consistent with the underlying needs of the program? Is it necessary? Do we have to have it in order to run the school? If we do, then it's not supplementary, it's supplanting. Such as teachers, classroom teachers. If we didn't have those, we couldn't have a school. Therefore, we cannot pay for those out of the grants.